All right, we go from the Giants now. Let's talk a little bit about the Eagles because they beat the Rams Sunday in what was solely a second-half effort. Philadelphia trailed 26-7 in the third quarter when Jalen Hurts found his groove and A.J. Brown. Here's Chris Canty on Unsportsmanlike with high praise for Hurts.
Jalen Hurts, when he is given the proper amount of time, he can be as surgical with his accuracy, with his ball placement, with his velocity as any quarterback in the NFL. And then, oh, by the way, if he's got to take off and run it on a design quarterback run, he can do that too. He is top 5 and not 5. A quarterback that can have the kind of restraint that he has on a game-to-game basis, that takes on all of the slings and the arrows because stylistically he doesn't play like other elite quarterbacks, but yet just stacks up wins and then can pull this out of the hat in that fashion against that team.
I'll give it to Canty. I've heard you be critical of the Eagles. You've changed your tune a little bit. What do you think about what he has to say about Jalen Hurts?
You know, Shay, I'm old enough to remember being on the First Take set with the one and only Chris Canty, having a major disagreement about the talent of one Jalen Hurts. I remember Chris Canty doing a top 10 list of the greatest quarterbacks the game has seen right now. He's like, I don't have Jalen Hurts in the top 10, not me. And I said, now wait 1 minute, what is going on? I'm just glad that Chris Canty has come around to join the rest of us who saw it from day one.
The list is fluid, okay? The list is fluid. It's fluid. The list is fluid.
What's the matter with you?
You're creating a very bad habit for your own peril.
Harold? Wow.
Yes,
That's
because
impressive.
what you do is you like to sit up there and talk about what other people said, like you was sitting here being all quiet. You've said things too. Don't get us get the tapes and roll tapes against you. I'm not talking about this specific subject.
Yeah.
I'm saying you've done it 3 times in the first 45 minutes of this show. Now don't let me start calling up clips of stuff that comes out of your mouth.
We can do that.
We can do that. We can do that
Because
there's mounted evidence about some of the stuff.
Here's what I would say
because
to you.
if anybody's got a fluid list, it's you.
Here's what
you
I
got
can
to
say.
do it right.
As somebody
the fluid
who comes
list.
on this show,
Do the fluid
gives
list.
an opinion and then goes out not just one Sunday, not just one Monday night, but every Sunday, every week, shows my face and covers games. I always have to be accountable to whatever I say on the show.
Right.
So the receipts don't bother me.
No, what I'm saying to you is that I didn't say accountability. What I said is that how you switch positions. Your positions become fluid too. Oh, I said this, but then now as I reflect on it because I was at the game and I saw it and I saw what he did, and now I have to bring this up.
I don't know
all
why
I'm
you're
trying to say
doing
to
the
you,
buddy-buddy thing with
all I'm trying to say to you is that we could do that.
He can handle it. This is my friend, and he remembers that moment with his top 10 list
Girl, we go
on
back
this show.
decades. We go back decades. Don't bring up no friendship with Chris. That's new. We go back decades. You can try that you want to. We go back decades. Now, let me get this straight. Let me be very clear. Jalen Hurts is a bad brother. Since week 6 of last year, they 19-1. In every game that he has started and finished, he's won 17 straight. And when you look at what he did this past week, I mean, the Los Angeles Rams was busting their you know what. They were just methodically just chopping them down. They went up 26-7. He was horrid in the first half. And what does he do in the second half? What is it, like 17 for 24, 209 yards? Now, obviously, he sat up there and said, A.J. Brown pulled a Michael Irvin, give me the ball. Win the game, give me the ball. And A.J. Brown did what he did. 2 third-down conversions. I mean, I'm looking 3rd and 10, by the way. And I'm just looking at the Philadelphia Eagles led by Jalen Hurts. I'm looking at game 1 to open the season against Dallas, how he was running the football because you wasn't having cats open. I'm looking at him throw the football against the Rams in week 3. I'm reminded of last year when A.J. Brown was on the sideline reading books for motivational purposes during the damn game and all of this stuff. And somehow, some way, Jalen Hurts is like, this is what y'all want? Y'all want me to get him the ball?
Yep.
He is one of those dudes that is showing you whatever you need done, he can get done.
Yeah.
So we can look at other guys and say a Josh Allen, a Lamar Jackson, a Joe Burrow. We can bring Patrick Mahomes. We can bring up talent. But when you mention the word winner, Jalen Hurts is right at the top of the conversation. I mean, one could legitimately argue, first of all, over the last 2 seasons, he's looked better than Patrick Mahomes. dare we say. That's number one. Number two, he beat him on the biggest stage in the Super Bowl.
Didn't just beat.
Okay?
the Eagles
Stomped
took care
him,
of
romped
Yeah.
him, okay?
Yeah.
So I'm like, when you're talking about winners, it's time to make the case that Jalen Hurts is the first name that should come up because he beat the dude that we've designated as the best arguably ever in Patrick Mahomes. Okay, Josh Allen can't beat him yet. Lamar Jackson can't beat him yet in the postseason. And Jalen Hurts stomped him. So I'm looking at it from that standpoint. And then, oh, by the way, he's beating everybody else. It ain't like he reserved it for Kansas City. 17 straight. Okay? This is what we're talking about here. When we talk about winners, Jalen Hurts right now is number one.
When we talk about the best quarterback in the game, this is the first year that I can remember in quite some time where that title has been fluid. Because for the last 6 or 7 years, that has been Patrick Mahomes. And now, week to week, it's Josh Allen, it's Lamar Jackson, and this dude, Jalen Hurts, deserves to have his name in that conversation. Because I can't remember, Stephen A., the last time I seen a team rattle off 26 unanswered points after giving up 26 unanswered points.
Yes.
I can't remember the last time I seen a Sean McVay team
that's it.
give up a 3-possession lead in the second half of a ball game.
Part of that is how cautious he gets. Sean McVay, I love him, but I mean he settles for field goals on too many occasions, and 2 of them got blocked. We don't anticipate that.
But
see, the transition from 4 of 8 passing for 17 yards in the first half.
We weren't moving the ball or we weren't doing anything. That pisses me off because we give so much to this game, and to kind of base off a short yardage play that is a football play, and say that we won the game off that, but not how our defense played, not how our special teams have played, putting us in those positions. I think it's bullcrap.
Listen, I got to tell y'all something right now. It's about to heat up here in First Take because I got folks who are diametrically opposed on this particular issue. We're going to start off with you first, Jeff Saturday. Do you agree with those comments?
Great statement.
That was so dramatic.
Great statement.
Stop.
That's the whole line.
That was so
all
damn
about
dramatic.
the team. We ain't worried about you. It's a team win. We got a pick to turn this thing around. Special teams ball. You know what? That's some common sense right there. O-linemen are always bringing common sense to football and to the media. And he did it right there. He explicitly lays out it's a short yardage play that we happen to dominate everybody. People can't do it. They can't emulate it. They hate it. I get it. But their defense did ball. We just said they locked up Kansas City. They made the plays when they had to. Special teams is making plays. It is a 52-man or 53-man roster. They required all 53. My lot is just speaking truth out there. Respect.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
No, sir.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Go ahead, man, dog. I'm coming for you. You ought to be ashamed of
Screaming
yourself.
about how they won the game on a tush push. I didn't mean that. What, in Philadelphia, they're making a big deal about that?
Are you serious?
Oh, come on.
Have you seen everything the last 4 days hating on the tush push?
Well, I don't like the tush push, but they didn't beat the Chiefs because they happened to get a couple of first downs in a tush push.
I agree.
They beat the Chiefs because Kelsey turned his head around too quick. The ball deflected off his hand, and they got an interception.
And chips become picks.
I mean, that's why they lost. So Milano using this, well, everybody hating us because the tush push, we won the game. No, they're not. That's them using that as motivation to go out there and show that the world doesn't respect them.
Or they're highlighting that people are jealous of them because they're the ones that have it working to perfection better than anybody
I
else
hate
in
the
NFL.
play. They should have. I wish it almost got turned down this year. I can't stand the play.
Of course you do.
I
I'm
hate
not
that. It's a
surprised.
rugby play. I hate that play. I can't stand it. It's not football. Push with a big quarterback. Oh, that play drives me crazy.
Are you serious
I
right
hate
now?
the play. I hate the play. I've said it forever. I hate the play. You never saw Brady do that. Nobody was better on
Yes,
fourth.
you did see
He
Brady
was
do
great
it.
on 4th and 1. He
Not
never
the
did a
tush
tush
push.
push.
Oh, my God.
Tush. Nobody pushed his fanny to get the first down for crying out loud. That's ridiculous.
Man, no,
the
how they do
play
it?
stinks. I can't stand the play.
Push.
They would have
Swag
pushed
to the
if you
floor,
were
George.
playing. I'll tell you
Swag
right
to-
now, you're a big man. Too big.
Yeah,
They
we-
wouldn't have sat there and pushed if you were
We
sitting
had
in
a
the
different
defensive
demeanor in
back.
the league, too, then.
Yes.
Y'all know that play
For
would have
sure.
been, it would have been some injuries already.
That's right.
10, 12 years ago.
Your thoughts?
Look, you know my stance, Stephen A. We talked about this a little bit yesterday. I don't care about the play. The play is dominant. You can take advantage of defenses. That's great. My only thing, Jeff, is let's call the penalties that happen.
I agree.
And everybody, I think we have 100% agreement on that. But the problem is you're not. And at some point, the referees are going to have to change. I don't want to hear your viewing angle is obscure.
I don't want to hear that we can't technically check and see if everybody is lined up on sides pre-snap. That's crap, bro, especially when we start talking about where these plays are happening at critical times in the game. Look, the tush push has been successful. I don't think we should try to get rid of the play, right? So we got to try to figure out how to stop the play as a defense. But once you start bringing in the contextual idea that we can't really ref it the way we ref the rest of the game, and it's too condensed and confined down there for us to determine who's in the right and who's in the wrong, that's when it gets into the gray area for me. So if you can officiate it, get rid of it. If you can and you can do it the right way, we can keep the tush push and let it go.
Okay, I'm going to say this about the tush push. That people are acting like, and everybody hates this play because of the success of this play. I understand that last week the guards were ahead of the snap count, and so that's a penalty, right? So, but that has not been the case of how many times I think they've run it and converted this thing over 100 times, right? So that has not been the norm. So last week was an anomaly on the refs of the guards. And I will also say this, offensive linemen, in every snap count we have, if you are waiting for the final snap count of the quarterback to start generating movement, you are behind. Right? Like we anticipate, that's what the advantage of a snap count.
Yeah.
We know if it's hut up on the second huh, we're moving before the ball is actually going to move because it's that close. So that's always going to happen. They were clearly ahead. The other part of it is we have gone into a game, y'all, where everybody is about pass rush, about scheme. Men like Marcus don't play a lot of Canty, don't play defense. Ted Washington, Jamal Williams, Casey, and like all these dudes that were these run stoppers and these big-bodied human beings. That's what stops the tush push. If everybody's going to go small ball, it's like, why not take advantage of it? Because 31 other teams, Stephen A., can't.
I got you. And most of it is about your offensive line. Let's face reality.
For
if you
sure.
look at the Philadelphia Eagles, at least last year, the average size of the offensive line was about 328 pounds.
Yep,
it's
massive.
right about that this particular season as well. When they're talking about this play, though, Jeff, let me go to this to you to sort of support their argument in this regard. What about the fact that you got false starts? Right? Offsides, they aren't reviewable. And so people would make the argument that because this play is not reviewable, it's virtually impossible to officiate. And if you have a play in the National Football League that can't be officiated, that's why it needs to go.
Yeah, but
what about that argument is what I'm asking.
Because the QB sneak without the actual push portion of it would be no different. So are we going to outlaw that play? Because we're doing the same thing on the snap count, whether it's that play or another play. But if it's short yardage goal line, we're going to be doing the same.
But you're getting into the nuance of the actual play. What I'm asking you is, if there is a play in the National Football League that the argument can be made, it's impossible to officiate. But do you believe that's justification to get rid of the play?
But it's for sure. This is the first time officiating has been brought up with the tush push because of the Kansas City game, and I think it was Brady on the call, right? And Brady said, hey, I saw them ahead of the count, so now they're doing the slow-mo of it, all that kind of thing. But if you go back and look at them, they're not always offside.
But Jeff, it's like how many times do we need it to happen before
it's like every play. It's like motion. Is the guy getting towards the line of scrimmage? Yes, but do they call it every time? No. Is it pass interference where we do it every play? I hold every play, bro. But if Jeff, I ain't hold, and it's so
if you give the
30 seconds, guys.
If you give the idea that you can't officiate
this play.
But you
can.
It's an excuse. They need to do it.
I agree, but it has not been a problem until this week. This week is the only week that the tush push, them getting ahead of the snap count, has been brought. Everybody hated the play before that. They voted on it to get it out of our game before these penalties.
We have other items to get to. Ebony and Ivory living in harmony.